Hi, this is Tanya Luce.
Hi, this is Xander Hemingway.
Matthew Altruda from
The Scene, Arts and Entertainment, Ann Arbor.
Hello, this is Robert Chester, host of The Scene, Arts and Entertainment, Ann Arbor. And I'm here today with writer, director, producer of Dancing Star Productions' new film, Get Real.
Yay.
Hi, Christina Morales Hemenway.
Well, hello, Robert. Thank you so much for having me. It's great to see your smile.
Thank you. Yeah. All right. So I wanted to ask you a couple of questions.
Okay, please do.
Yeah. Could you tell us a little bit about the film? What is
Sure.
this movie, Get Real?
Yeah. So the long title is Tommy Hollywood and Katie Encino Move to the Midwest to Get Real. And we shorten it for the marquee to just Get Real.
Yeah.
And also it's a lot to type. So it's about these two LA kind of clueless people that are devastated when their favorite celebrity couple breaks up and they no longer have a role model to figure out how to have a real relationship. So they hear that in the Midwest, people are like really totally like real. So they decide they're going to move to the Midwest to figure out how to have a real relationship. So as you can tell, it is a comedy. And I'm just so proud of the actors. They are amazing in it, and they really make it hilarious.
Right on. Yeah. And I had the privilege of being able to perform in that film as well.
Yeah. So good. Yes.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm really grateful. Thank you. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I have another question for you.
Yeah.
Well, what's it like making this film? Like, what's it like making a film? Like this film in particular, like what are some of the highlights and what are some of the challenges of making Get Real?
Getting real in general is challenging now. So in general, I feel like the biggest challenge is raising the funds. That's the part that I find the most challenging. But it's kind of like one of those things where, like, as a mother or a parent, you do things that you would not normally do because you love your child, right? And so, it's not comfortable asking people for money. It's just maybe there's a person out there that is fine with it, but for me, it's a challenge. But I do it because I love what I love to do. I love the fact that I get to make a living doing what I love to do. And I'm a proponent of people doing that themselves. So I have to put my money where my mouth is and just do the hard stuff, which is the fundraising.
Yeah. So that's the challenge.
Oh, that's a challenge. Yeah. There's good stuff. So that's the challenge. And I think, so that's the general challenge. On this movie, it was interesting because, talking about the specific movie challenges, because this is our fifth feature film now. And so each one has had major challenges. But to Get Real, I have to admit my biggest challenge was my mindset. I was going through a big depression as I was shooting this comedy. So I was getting off some medication, and that was really challenging for me. So this was the most challenging emotionally for me as a director. But then the highlights were just seeing it become more than I ever thought it could. I'm sitting there in my room, actually 20 years ago, I wrote this. And I wrote it based on my father, the father of my children, and I moved from Los Angeles to Michigan. I grew up in Michigan. And so then that culture clash of just, the two different worlds, I decided to just kind of make fun of. And so having those characters in my mind so long ago, and now seeing them come to life in like even a better way than I could possibly imagine. And also just working with local actors, with friends. When I first moved here, we moved here in 2004-ish, 2005. I wouldn't have been able to do this project because I didn't have the community then that I do now. And so I really wanted to make a community film. You know, there's community theater, this is community film. And so being able to work with sometimes people who had never been on screen before in their lives, with really professional actors, you know, and being able to thread it together, edit it together in such a way that, you know, makes everybody look good. Yeah. So I mean, I'm just amazed at the product, at, you know, and I loved just hearing people laugh. You know, at the last screening, we had the VIP screening. It was only 100 seats, and it was a weighted audience. You know, it was a lot of friends and family. But the good problem we had was that the first joke would come and people would be laughing so hard that they would miss the second joke. But I think, you know, it's a really good problem to have. So yeah, I think that's been one of the highlights, is actually going to the movie. Like, you know, that night I just went out on a date. I got some popcorn, I got, you know, my soda, I sat down and I watched a movie. Happened to be my movie, but it was just, you know, it's just an enjoyable experience as a theater audience goer. So I would say that was a highlight.
Yeah. Yeah. You wanted a date with a whole bunch of your friends and your people,
Yeah.
and you all watched your film.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
The film that you made that they were a part of as well.
right. Yeah. So
Pretty
like
special.
for me, you know, what's better than that?
Right. That is pretty special. That's
Yeah.
huge. That's huge.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Well, let's see. So, since this is such a special occasion, such a special thing, the premiere of this film is coming. It
Yeah.
is, yeah, it is fast upon us.
Yeah.
How how can people see Get Real?
Yeah. So we are going to be having a red carpet premiere at the Michigan Theater. And for those of you who don't know the Michigan Theater, it's this beautiful historic theater. And it holds maybe 1,600 seats. So our goal is to fill 1,400 of those seats. So you can go to dancingstarproductions.com. We'll also list a link here to buy the tickets. And right now there is a half off price. So the general admission ticket is $12. And then it's 25 if you want to come for the after party as well, where we'll have the red carpet. We're going to auction off some of the costumes. There'll be some live music, and it should be a blast. And I like that we're doing it afterwards, because then people will have more of a sense of the characters and hopefully want to talk to the cast and crew. You know, there's more mingling, and we have more to talk about, you know, afterwards than before. So I'm really excited about that. And so that's a VIP ticket, and that's $25. But the very first 100 tickets you can get for half off if you use the half off ticket code. So if you get it right now, you might have a chance at getting that half off. So
Okay. Yeah, how do you type in that code? Is it half space off space ticket?
nope, it's so capital HALF. Oh, now you're gonna make me spell on camera, no doubt. So capital H, capital O, and capital T, and then all together. So that's the code. So you go on dancingstarproductions.com. Like I said, I'll put the link down below to get more specific. And then you just put in where it says coupon code half off ticket.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah. And you know, we're looking at flying Joni and Chris here, so the lead actors. So it should be a blast.
Right on. Everybody will be here under
Yeah.
the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So
Yeah.
thank you so much for having me, and thank you so much for interviewing some of the other actors too. I think it's going to be fun just getting the word out. And if everybody out there can share this and tell their peeps, tell their friends and family about this community experience.
Right on. Well, thanks, Christina. We look forward to seeing the film. All right,
Yeah.
everybody.
Okay. Thank you, Robert. Take
Yeah.
care.
This has been Robert Chester with the Scene Arts and Entertainment, Ann Arbor.